Well, all business in the U.S. House of Representatives is now on hold until next week.
Well, that's because GOP lawmakers who control the House have to choose a new speaker. Kevin McCarthy was ousted on Tuesday. So here now to talk about it is Dr. Michael Adams, political science professor at Texas Southern University. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, Dr. Adams, this is a first, a speaker being forced from the position. Talk about the significance of this and what it could mean.
I think it's very significant. If you look at all the drama, what comes to mind is William Shakespeare's line from The Tempest, "Politics makes strange bedfellows." And we saw that on yesterday. We saw 8 dissident members of the Republican Party join with the Democrats to make history in terms of ousting the Speaker of the House. And so that's significant. And I think that the removal was ordained from the start. If we go back and look at the number of ballots, it took 15 ballots of voting to rounds of voting to actually win the speakership for McCarthy. And basically he came up with a rule that allowed one person to call for a vote to vacate. And this allowed one sole dissident to actually vote for removal. And that's what we saw and witnessed on yesterday.
Yeah, McCarthy says he will not seek the speakership again. Now they just have to move forward and figure out who will replace him. He did face some tough challenges by the right wing of the Republican Party. Can you explain what happened there and where the divide began and why?
Yeah, I think basically he was able to hold some of them, but if you get Matt Gaetz, for example, he was under investigation for ethics, and it was kind of personal between him and McCarthy. And I think he was doomed from the start. He never could bring about a good relationship with Matt. And some people think that may have been the weaponization of a kind of personal vengeance between those two. But I think it also speaks to the leadership skill or the lack thereof. There's a lot of negative talk about Nancy Pelosi, but you have to go back and remember she was able to corral and rein in AOC in the squad. We didn't see that by McCarthy, but clearly the conference was there in terms of the Republicans, save for those 8 fractious members that voted along with the Democrats on yesterday. Yeah.
So the House will now need to select a new speaker. Talk more about that process and the likely contenders.
Yeah, I think we will see more of the same. On yesterday, they mentioned that starting next week on Wednesday, there will be a call for nominations for the speakership. There have been some named members. The majority leader on the House side, in terms of Scalise from Louisiana, is probably going to be the front runner, but you never know. And I think there will be concessions, and people are lining up right now trying to see how many votes they can get to win the majority that is necessary to get to 218 so that you can become the next Speaker of the House. So we may see a replay of what we saw in January. I'm hoping that we won't see 15 ballots before they get a speaker.
Dr. Adams, you make everything so easy to understand. Thank you for taking time to walk us through everything that's going on. So appreciate your time from TSU this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Have a great day.